I just got done with a 6-hour stream. I played multiple decks, and this one was by far the best. A 60+% win rate over 50 games in top infinite. Let's take a look. This is an Anti-Venom mid-range list, and it has a unique position in the current metagame, as I consider it the best of the Anti-Venom mid-range lists against the other Anti-Venom mid-range lists, or against other Wicked mid-range lists. Basically, this is the mid-range deck that beats the other mid-range decks. And the way it is able to do that is by leveraging the power of Galacta, the ability to cheat energy of Anti-Venom, and the generally excellent card quality that the rest of the deck has access to, alongside one tech slot, which we're using on Cosmo. This is a deck that has defined strengths and defined weaknesses, and it's actually very easy to sum them up. If your opponent is making big green scaling threats, cards that get larger and larger and larger over the course of the game, such as Thena, such as Dagger, such as Human Torch, those are cards that are going to be very problematic for you. Those are the things that are going to be able to outscale the mid-ranginess of this deck and actually take you out behind the woodshed. If your opponent is not doing those things, you are almost certainly going to be able to do something to profitably disrupt them and meaningfully create a large amount of power on the board with a bunch of extra energy cheat and power gain. This is a deck that has a lot of beef in it, but it doesn't necessarily have the ability to go over the top of a deck that can do that better than you. You can choose to mess around with the card choices here in order to alleviate that. Obviously, cards like Shang-Chi and Shadow King are pretty good at dealing with that sort of stuff, and most scalers are actually also weak to Red Guardian. But I found Cosmo to be an incredibly useful card, especially in a world where plenty of people are playing Silver Surfer right now. On the whole, a powerful mid-range package that is accentuated by the ability to cheat on stats and energy with your powerful Forge. Zabu is going to be a much more common sight right now than he basically has been in a long time. This is a card that is going to be being played in various Surtur decks for obvious reasons, but it's also going to be played in a lot of Galacta decks. And I think one thing that is worth pointing out is that Zabu is much better than Psylocke when it comes to Galacta stuff, because Zabu is not that much worse than the average 1-drop, whereas Psylocke is notably worse than the average 2. Now, there is something to be said about being a Zabu, Psylocke, Galacta deck, but I think you don't need to do that. Other decks can try to go for that high roll, but every time I've played one of those decks, it's felt relatively inconsistent, and it sacrifices card quality in a way that is generally damaging for a mid-range deck that relies on having good cards to play out. So, for that reason, we run Zabu, but we don't run Psylocke. Hydra Bob is a 1/5 that is obviously a powerful thing, but I will say, as you are a Galacta deck, it matters a little bit less here. You are going to be able to replace this with something that does meaningful disruption, something like Iceman, something like Silver Sable. Those cards are also totally fine to run, as is Spider-Ham. It's not the greatest thing in the world. You obviously are going to have some games where you miss the ability to run a 1/5, but I do think that this deck does manage to mitigate that a decent amount. He's an important piece, but you shouldn't feel like he's keeping you from playing this archetype. Kate Bishop has just been consistently one of the best stalwart meta staples in the game for an extended period of time. A card that costs 2, that gives you relevant stuff to do later in the game, the ability to clog stuff, the ability to fill up lanes, all of that stuff is very relevant right now. A 2/3 that does this, there's really no reason not to play her in a variety of decks unless you have a flat better option, and there are very few cards that are generically better than what this card brings to bear. Jeff is in here as a bit of a nod to Galacta. There's a decent amount of, like, you play Galacta on 4, and then Jeff plus a 3 on 5, that kind of stuff can happen. Jeff is just also a good card to play generally, but this deck has sort of the ability to bring Jeff back, where other builds of decks similar to this don't play Jeff because they don't play Galacta. And I think Galacta giving that extra synergy buff to Jeff is relevant and powerful, and I think people have sort of forgotten about how good it is when you have a Jeff that's got like 5 power running around the board. We talked about how this deck can struggle with point ceiling. US Agent is a great way to obviate those struggles with point ceiling. It can play for like 2-11 fairly regularly. There are going to be multiple decks that have multiple big guys in those lanes. It gives you some free wins against various types of tribunal stuff that you otherwise have basically no out to. This is an excellent card that is an important piece of this deck. I'm not saying it's required, but I am saying that like you're going to feel it if you don't have it because it's so important to your point ceiling in certain matchups. You have basically one tech card spot here. I'm not counting Luke Cage as a tech card because you're an Anti-Venom deck. That's not really negotiable. This is what is currently in it for me. I think it's very strong to be able to deny all sorts of reactive plays, but I also think you could very easily talk me into running a Red Guardian here, maybe even a Shadow King. This is the kind of card that is so irreplaceable when it's good, but that timing is very often, you know, on turn 6, right? And it has a similar profile to Red Guardian as like an answer to certain things, non-answer to other things. I've been very impressed with Cosmo. I don't think that that's like a lock that it's always going to be Cosmo, just because there are so many good and relevant tech cards in the game right now. You're an Anti-Venom deck, so you play this card. You get to have the ability to have, you know, one-sided US Agents because of this card, but like being real, we're playing this because of Anti-Venom. Anti-Venom sets your stuff to 0, and Luke Cage gives it its full power back. Copycat is generically strong, and there are plenty of things you can play in the world where you have your Copycat, right? Like, this is a good card, it's a strong card. You could also play, you know, Gladiator, you could play Speed. There's a bunch of cards that you could play. This is one of the most contested spots in the entire game, is generically strong 3. There are tons of really good options. Copycat is a perfectly fine one. You could even go for something like Nocturne as a nod to the Galacta stuff. You are probably going to be able to have something that you can profitably replace this card with. Captain Marvel makes this stuff so easy. She's just going to get like 8 power if you play her after Galacta. An 8 power Captain Marvel moving around is just really good. It's just a really good thing. There's not really much else I can say about it. It just rocks. It's so sick. And I think that this card is one of the unique opportunities of playing a deck like this, is that you get to play this card. Now, I will say this deck can clunk a little bit. I do wonder if it is worth doing this. I have thought about cutting her, but I haven't been able to bring myself to do that because she's just so damn strong, and she makes turn 6s so much easier to understand. I think my last 3 videos have involved this card, which I worry about diminishing returns, but I guess I don't really know what I can do other than tell you what I've been playing, and I've been playing a lot of Gali Girl. I think she's quite good. I don't think she's busted per se. I think a deck like this especially has really clearly defined weaknesses. Like, if you're playing against a move bounce deck, you just basically can't win that matchup unless you really snipe them with a Cosmo. If you're playing against like anything that really scales upwards, it's just very difficult to beat. But if you're playing against other mid-range decks, you are full of elite mid-range power. Anything that goes over the top of you, you're scared of, for sure. And Galacta will not bring you to that level on her own, but she is excellent at dealing with a bunch of stuff that doesn't necessarily go over the top of you. Anti-Venom is just a monster of a card. If you asked me which was more important to this deck, Anti-Venom or Galacta, I would tell you it is Anti-Venom without a doubt. It is actually not even close. This is the card that makes the deck tick. This is, in my opinion, a stronger card than Galacta, although he's obviously harder to acquire, so I totally understand that. This is an excellent, excellent card, a 4/7 body with the ability to give you free stuff. He's just amazing. Claw is a bit of a flex spot. I like having a 5-drop that just represents a large number of points. I like that that large number of points doesn't get completely obliterated when you don't have Luke Cage, but I do wonder if we might be better off maybe going for like an Iron Man or something along those lines, maybe even a Gore, just something where the numbers are really, really even bigger. I've enjoyed Claw, and this deck with Claw, with Hydra Bob, with Jeff, and with Captain Marvel has a lot of ability to play onto locations that simply are not accessible for other people. but it is still like a pretty good card rather than a slam dunk of a card. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. As always, thank you for watching the video. We're about to get into some gameplay. I hope you enjoy. Thank you, as always. I've been KM Best. I said as always like 5 times. I said thank you like 5 times because I was trying to stop myself from saying thank you for making it through the video. I did my best, okay? Let's get some gameplay into your eyeballs. Have a good one. Boomer. Hot take, Rivals is just a bunch of... Every game is like that to me. Every shooter is exactly what you just described. They're all like that. Yeah, this seems about right to me. We got a 16 power Captain Marvel. It's just chilling. Just chilling. Nice. Nice. Yeah. So, in the world where I didn't have the Cosmo, I was grapple arrowing the Captain Marvel to the middle anyway, so it couldn't get Shang-Chi'd. Because Shang Right blows up the 12 power there. But we still have a Galacta and then an additional 10 from the 2 1-drops that we played there. Is this a snap? If you just have like a Galacta this early, is it just a snap? Probably. Find it hard to believe that it isn't. That is scary. I really want to play it is the problem. Nice. So I can pass into Claw, She-Hulk, Luke Cage, which is kind of interesting. Ooh, that's even more fascinating. This is just a fascinating situation. I have no idea if I'm winning or losing. Just a bunch of really interesting possibilities here. Why is this only 6? Alright, so we have a Captain Marvel, a Luke Cage, and a Pym Arrow over there alongside She-Hulk, Cosmo middle. So let's see what's happening. Bob, Gladiator. Red Guardian does nothing. We win off of the nothing. We don't even need Captain Marvel to move. We just win. Second Deadpool. Ugh. I mean, I need a 2-drop, dude. I'd like a fucking 2-drop. Or a 1-drop. I'd like a card to play before turn 3. Please? That'll work. Domino Zabu? Holy shit, they're cooking. Holy shit, they're cooking. I'm gonna stay. I'm a little generally terrified, but I think I'm relatively correct to stay here. We'll see. Ah, they turn off my Krakoa. Clever. Wait, they didn't turn off the Krakoa. Huh. Oh my god. Can you believe it, chat? Chat, do you believe in miracles? Do you believe in miracles, chat? This deck is 33 and 20 plus 33 cubes. Every other deck I've played is so much worse than that. It's kind of insane. Every other deck I've played is losing win rate. I'm plus 17 cubes on the day, and almost, and that is this deck's wins minus the other stuff. Oh. Okay, this copycat Cersei, it's gonna be relevant. I feel like we have a chance at this copycat Cersei being super relevant. Scary. Cersei goes here. Yeah, let's do it. I'll trust a Cersei. Nice. I don't give a fuck about what else happens here. It does not matter. It does not matter. Nice. We're trusting the Cersei. Playing like shit. I'm overstaying all of these games. Win trading now? Oh, come on. Are you shitting me? Well, goddamn. Oh my god, they have a loot cage? Well, I'm dead. My play was dependent upon a loot cage. Damn. I guess if they don't have a loot cage, I win this game, huh? Oh, wait. I can still win this game if they just get unlucky. We take those. We take those. I forgot he had text. Yo, that's good Spanish. I can make my mouth do the thing that I need to do. El risitas. I can do that. Hypersensitive. Thank you for the prime. Give me a card, bro. Okay, that's a shanger banger. Oh, that's horrifying. That's a better card than anything I've got. I'm tongue-tied, so I can't roll an R. More like an L. Oh, Agatha's just gonna play herself. That's actually kind of sick. What the fuck? I hate you, Agatha. Agatha, you piece of shit. The ice cube breaks, though. Like, I'm cool with that. How'd you draw Agatha? I cabled it. Oh, she starts in hand? That actually is a good question, isn't it? Yeah, I've got no answer for you. Like, we knew it was Arishem. Well, wouldn't she start in hand for Arishem? Should I snap this? They have 8 energy and an Elysium. Thoughts on Luna? I don't know. I'm about to lose 8, I feel like. I'll give you my thoughts. If I win 8, then she's good. If I lose 8, then she's the worst card ever. Thank you. If she's generated, she'd be in the deck. Oh, yeah, that is true. I hope I don't fucking lose here. They can do basically anything. But we get to kill this Mojo and this Magneto, which makes me feel like we're gonna win this left lane. Ow. Okay, we're good. Okay, so verdict on Luna Snow, busted. Ooh. Ooh. Well, getting Killmongers. That is very good for me. Cosmo mid is lethal? Yeah, but I want to do that next turn. The copycat take? My copycat. Yes! Indeed! Indeed! I was wholly unable to snap that Bob, though. When do you think you make your next card tier list? Oh god, I have no idea. Is this not a Marvel Rivals stream? And it never will be! It never will be. Anti-Venom still worth a purchase? I would imagine. Find it hard to believe that it isn't. Oh, God. I don't even think I win on this just because of how cheap their death gets. How fucked up is that? Oh! Whoa. What are they snapping me about? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I just hope their guy dies, I guess. Like, they're gonna Galactus here, yeah? Yes! We gamed! Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Booty coin. I will rug pull every single one of you, I promise. Actually got me thinking, reminded me of something. I'm starting a new podcast. For those of you who were fans of The Snapshot, I'm starting a new podcast. Or at least that is currently the plan. With Jerry Thompson, who you may know from Magic the Gathering. And it's going to be basically the same deal. Hype? Yeah. Will it be my new favorite UFC podcast? I kind of doubt it. But it's always possible. Oh, I'm getting rug pulled. Holy shit. I'm getting rug pulled, chat. I'm getting fucking rugged. They have 4 cards in hand, one of which is free. Wow. We full tie? Oh no, I just win. Cool. Yeah, Odin was their Raft card, which made us feel pretty good about having Hulk there. Actually going on in their brains. The Black Panther? Like the Black Panther? Whoa. That's like the guy. That's crazy. It's the Black Panther himself. Oh, I mean... Sure. I'm assuming I'm getting Wakand. Like, your Quicksilver deck snapping turn 1, it means you have the Wiccan draw. Oh, interesting. Yep, getting Wakand. Don't really care about that, though. I can hold this because I'm going to have Captain Marvel and it next turn anyway, so I can at least figure out if I want it to go where I need it to go. Oh god, please don't be my free card. Fuck, that very easily could have been my free card. Yeah, the 325 is sick nasty. The problem is the rest of what's happening here. How the fuck am I supposed to win any other lane? Because they probably got my free card. That's the problem. Yes, I read the claw correctly. I'm actually a fucking genius. I'm actually a fucking genius. I was like, they got my free claw, so I've got to play for the middle. Holy shit. I'm actually a god. I actually just sniped.